You've been told to open up, to speak your truth, to share your heart, to be transparent, because honesty builds connection. But that's a lie told by those who profit from your vulnerability, by manipulators who smile as they gather ammunition from your words, by a world that rewards the illusion of authenticity, then punishes you the moment you reveal too much. Machiavelli knew better. He said, the promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. He didn't teach connection, he taught control. And if you want to survive, not as a victim but as a strategist, you must follow his darkest rules. Starting with this: never reveal these 7 things to anyone. Number 1, never reveal your true intentions. People say, just be honest about what you want. But here's what Machiavelli would say: everyone sees what you appear to be. Few know what you truly are. Because the moment people learn your destination, they begin placing obstacles. They calculate how to use your ambition. They test whether you're a threat. They project fear. They build alliances. They gossip and sabotage, all before you've even taken your first step. Your ambition threatens them, and your transparency feeds them. So conceal it. Let them guess. Let them underestimate you. Let them think you're harmless. While you quietly build the empire they never saw coming. You don't say, I want a promotion. You say, I'm just here to learn. You don't say, I'm not interested anymore. You say, we'll see. You don't declare war. You make them believe peace is permanent until it's too late. Because when your goals are invisible, your enemies don't know where to strike. Number 2, never reveal your emotional weakness. They say, be real, be vulnerable. What they mean is, show me where to stab. Every time you confess how much something hurts, how often you overthink, how lonely you feel, how insecure you are, they don't hear honesty. They hear opportunity. People collect your emotional wounds the same way assassins collect poison, quietly, patiently, methodically, to use when it matters most. They'll smile while you open up. They'll nod like they understand. But when that bond breaks, they'll weaponize your words. They won't attack your strength. They'll attack your confessions. Machiavelli wasn't heartless. He was strategic. He understood that the appearance of vulnerability can be used, but true vulnerability must be protected at all costs. If you need to cry, do it alone. If you want to break, do it in silence. If you want to scream, swallow it. Because the more emotion you reveal, the more leverage you hand over. Control your expression, even if you can't control your feeling. That's not deception, that's defense. Number 3, never reveal your real alliances. You think loyalty should be visible? That people feel safer when they know who you trust. But in a world ruled by power, loyalty is a liability, and visibility is suicide. Machiavelli said, it is double pleasure to deceive the deceiver. Those who know your allies know how to corner you. They know who to pressure, who to threaten, who to corrupt. They use your connections to predict your moves, to poison your inner circle, to dismantle your influence. That's how kingdoms fall, not from foreign invasion, but from exposed alliances. Your real loyalty must stay off stage. In public, be unpredictable. Be courteous to rivals. Be skeptical of friends. Be neutral with everyone. Let them wonder who you answer to. Let them guess who truly holds your ear. Let them waste time chasing rumors while you operate in silence. In war, the greatest weapon is not strength, it's uncertainty. And there's no greater uncertainty than the man who smiles with everyone and reveals nothing. Number 4, never reveal what truly motivates you. They'll ask, what drives you? What's your why? What gets you out of bed? And if you answer honestly, you've just exposed your control panel. You say, I want to prove myself, and they hear, you crave validation, I can control you with silence. You say, I just want to feel loved, and they hear, you're emotionally starved, I can make you obedient through neglect. You say, I want to make my family proud, and they hear, you can be guilt-tripped. You thought you were being sincere. You thought you were bonding. But in the game of power, your motivation isn't a confession, it's a lever. And once they know which lever moves you, they'll pull it when it benefits them most. Machiavelli didn't admire noble intentions. He admired results. The ends justify the means. Because people will manipulate your why to sabotage your how. They'll appeal to your heart to block your ambition. They'll offer recognition to distract you from legacy. They'll dangle rewards to keep you in their game instead of building your own. So what do? You give them surface motives. I'm just exploring. I'm curious. I'm figuring things out. Make your mission sound harmless, even forgettable. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, you're constructing something they'll only recognize once it's too late to stop. Your true motivation. Let them discover it from your results, not from your words. Number 5, never reveal what or who you despise. In an ideal world, being open about what offends you would earn respect for your values. But this isn't an ideal world. It's a world filled with people who weaponize your triggers. You say, I hate when people ghost, and they'll ghost you just to watch you unravel. You say, I can't stand being ignored, and now every silence becomes punishment. You say, I hate liars, and now you'll be lied to with precision and plausible deniability. Why? Because the more you hate something, the more emotional control it has over you. Machiavelli warned, a prince should learn to act as both beast and man, meaning you must appear civil while remaining untouchable inside. You don't flinch, you don't waver, you don't react. The moment someone knows what disgusts you, they'll test you, not all at once, but gradually, subtly, to see if they can steer you through your own emotions. They'll try to control you through disgust, to expose weakness through hatred. So what do? You train for emotional neutrality, not to become passive, but to become unpredictable. Don't let them know which insults sting. Don't let them know which people you fear. Don't let them know who gets under your skin. Act as though you have no skin at all. Because once they know who you hate, they can redirect your focus, make you chase justice instead of power. Number 6, never reveal what you're willing to sacrifice. People believe boundaries are respected by stating them clearly. But in the realm of power, the opposite is true. The more others know you won't walk away, the more they'll push you to your edge and beyond it. You say, I'd never leave this job, and now they underpay you with a smile. You say, I'd never hurt them no matter what, and now they betray you quietly, just within the limits of what you'll tolerate. You say, this is the most important relationship in my life, and now they show up half present, knowing you'll never leave. Congratulations, you've declared yourself safe to disrespect. Machiavelli taught rulers to appear replaceable, but never be replaceable, and to let others believe they can be replaced, even when they can't. That's how you reverse the balance of power. Instead of saying, I'll never leave, you say, I like it here.
For now.
Instead of saying, I'll do anything for this, you say, I'll do what I must as long as it makes sense. That doesn't make you cold. It makes you calculating, because what you're willing to sacrifice is the final weapon in any negotiation. And once they know what that is, they won't demand it outright. They'll just strip away everything surrounding it until the sacrifice feels inevitable and you make it yourself. In this world, clarity can be a trap. People say, just be clear, say exactly what you want, speak openly. But Machiavelli would warn, he who is the cause of another's greatness is himself undone. Translation: when you hand someone the blueprint to your mind, you hand them the power to destroy it. Number 7, never reveal what you truly think of yourself. This is the most dangerous revelation of all. Not what you think of others, but what you secretly believe about yourself. Because once they know your internal valuation, they know how to manipulate your reality. Say you doubt yourself even slightly, and they'll reinforce that doubt until it becomes permanent. Say you think you're not attractive, not talented, not worthy, and they'll reflect it back through quiet cruelty, through jokes wrapped in kindness, through praise that feels like poison. They'll teach you to hate yourself, not by attacking you, but by agreeing with you. Even worse, if you say you think you're powerful, that you're destined for more, that you're going places, they'll mark you for destruction. Because most people don't want to hear the rising voice of someone becoming unstoppable. They crave your cracks. They want confessions. They want insecurity, because it makes them feel safe in your presence. Machiavelli would have told you, men are so simple and so obedient to present necessities that he who deceives will always find someone willing to be deceived. And your greatest deception, letting people think they truly know who you are. So what should you do? Let them wonder. Play the role they can digest. Humble, curious, non-threatening. Don't tell them you're building something massive. Let them mock you. Let them feel comfortable. Because comfort makes people lazy, and their laziness becomes your camouflage. You want to become unstoppable. Let them think you're stagnant. Let them laugh while you prepare the next move they'll never see coming. Now you know what not to reveal. But Machiavelli's brilliance wasn't only in concealment, it was in weaponizing silence. Silence isn't emptiness. It's tension. It makes people uneasy. It makes them project. It makes them talk too much, exposing what you never had to ask. Your silence becomes a mirror. They fill in your blanks with their fears. They imagine you know more than you do. They assign meaning to every word you don't say. And that's where your power begins. Because the one who speaks the least controls the emotional frame. The world is addicted to explanation. People feel guilty for being misunderstood. They overcorrect. They clarify. They vent, post, confess. But you are Machiavellian now. You've deleted the need to be understood because you understand the truth. Once they know how you work, they can start working you. Silence is control. Restraint is dominance. Mystery is protection. If they can't read you, they can't predict you. If they can't predict you, they can't trap you. If they can't trap you, they can't unite others against you. Because the moment someone is fully known, they become navigable, predictable, controllable. But the one who reveals nothing becomes a myth. You don't have to be rich yet. You don't have to be powerful yet. You don't even have to be the best in the room. But you must be hard to read. Because unreadable people are unshakable. No one knows what they want. No one knows what they fear. No one knows what would break them because they never showed it. You walk into the room and people sit straighter. They speak slower. They second-guess themselves because your silence, your mystery, has already won the war before a single word is spoken. Not because you threatened anyone, but because you revealed nothing. This is what Machiavelli meant when he spoke of the appearance of virtue without the obligation to practice it. It's not about being fake, it's about being strategic. Because if you live in a world where people hunt for weakness, why would you ever broadcast yours? Now that you know what never to reveal, here's how you move in the real world, visible to all, known by none. Because Machiavelli's strategy was never isolation. It was infiltration. He didn't say hide in the shadows. He said, become the shadow inside the room. To win, you must move silently within the system. Learn the rules. Smile in meetings. Laugh at their jokes. Nod when they share their plans, but reveal nothing real. You're not pretending to agree. You're withholding allegiance. Here's how it plays out. They ask, what do you think about this person? You say, interesting. I haven't seen enough yet. They ask, what's your next step? You say, still figuring it out. They ask, what are you really after? You say, peace mostly, give them dust. Give them fog. Give them words that sound like truth, but carry no leverage. Why? Because power decays the moment it becomes predictable, and you are now unpredictable by design. Power doesn't always look like dominance. Sometimes it's the quiet hand that rearranges the system without being seen doing it. Let others rage. Let others correct publicly. Let others display ego. You be correct in silence. If someone disrespects you, you don't argue. You don't react. You reposition. You remove access. You slow responses. You redirect outcomes behind closed doors. That is the Machiavellian correction. No explosion, just erosion. They won't even know you did it, but they'll feel it. They'll feel the chill. They'll feel the weight of a power they can't explain, and it will haunt them. People believe they must dominate every battle. But Machiavelli understood every visible battle costs something. Reputation, energy, time. So how do you win without noise? You outlast. You outthink. You plant doubt in your enemy's mind without ever touching them. Let's say someone challenges you, tries to discredit you, spreads rumors. You don't confront. You don't panic. You don't defend. You just tighten your circle. You stop sharing. You work in silence. And then one day they wake up and you've taken the position they thought was theirs. You didn't fight. You replaced them. With silence as your sword, remember this: the person who must destroy others to rise is weak. The person who rises in silence becomes a legend because no one saw it coming. And what no one sees coming, no one can stop. People always expose themselves when they talk too much. That's why your words must do only two things: create illusion or conceal intention. Every sentence must serve the fog. You're not lying. You're bending perception. Someone asks, are you trying to lead this? You smile. You just want to contribute where you can. Someone says, you've changed lately. You nod, keeping your focus inward. These aren't lies. They're distractions. Because the more people try to interpret your words, the less energy they have to confront your actions. You're not invisible. You're not distant. You're reflective. And when others can't read you, they end up seeing themselves instead. That's why they fear you. That's why they respect you. Because you've become unreadable, unpredictable, and impossible to underestimate. Now that you've erased what weakens you, what replaces it? Nothing, not more information, not a revised version of your story, not a new identity. You replace it with emptiness. Why? Because emptiness forces others to fill in the blanks, and they always fill it with fear, curiosity, or admiration. The one who stays silent after betrayal becomes terrifying, because no one knows what they'll do next. The one who never explains their ambition becomes unstoppable, because they might be playing 5 levels ahead. The one who stays calm in chaos becomes untouchable, because they're swayed by nothing. This is what Machiavelli mastered. Men judge more by the eye than by the hand. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few know what you truly are. He understood that perception is power, and power is shaped not by what you show, but by what you conceal. That's what makes rulers. Not charm, not honesty, not popularity, but the discipline to stay unreadable in a world addicted to exposure. When people leave, you owe them no closure. When they betray you, no explanation. When they doubt you, no proof. Let your silence be the punishment. Let your distance be the response. Let your evolution be the obituary. People who violate your boundaries don't deserve lessons. They deserve exclusion. That's what Machiavelli wanted you to learn. Never let anyone dissect your soul after proving they can't protect it. Now you walk differently. You don't speak to be heard. You speak to command. You don't reveal what you feel. You reveal only what's useful. You don't justify your absence. Your absence is the message. People may never say it aloud, but they feel it deep down. I don't know what they're thinking, but I know not to cross them. That's the power of silence. That's the currency of secrecy. That's what concealing your depths creates, a climate of fear and fascination. You're no longer someone to be defined. You're a presence to be reckoned with. You don't need manipulation. You don't need coldness. You don't need control over others. You only need control over access. What people know, what they see, what they think they deserve to understand. And once you close the gates, the empire becomes yours again. Machiavelli's darkest rule was never about cruelty. It was about containment. He who conquers himself is greater than he who conquers a city. And now you've conquered yourself. The urge to explain, to vent, to be understood by everyone. You've buried the version of you that bled every time someone asked, "What's wrong?" Now they'll never know. Because now you don't reveal. You observe, you move, you act. And when they finally understand what you've become, it'll be long after they've lost the power to stop you. Because the loud are seen, the reckless are feared, but the silent are unstoppable.